Yes, good morning. So, yesterday we had discussed about recovery scenarios, and yeah, today I'm going to discuss on the TQL, which is Tosca query language. So, before I start with the next topic, so anyone has any doubts in yesterday's recovery scenario topic? Nawaz or Aruna, any
No, Pradeep.
doubts in recovery?
No problem.
Okay. Okay, then I'll start with today's topic then. Let me share uh, my screen. I guess you can see my screen. Yeah. Mm, what I will do here is so we are going to look into the TQL, which is Tosca query language. So what TQL is basically, it's an again a query language like normal uh, any other program like SQL, or even that's a query language, right? But here in Tosca, the Tosca query language is basically it helps us to find any specific object or whatever you are looking for. So it helps us in uh, looking into uh, the objects. For an example, let's say we have, but I actually don't have much test cases, but that's fine. Yeah. Uh, so before we start, I'll just show you where you can find those things. So just go to Tosca documentation and onto this, just search for this TQL. And here you would find this thing. If you see TQL, it's a query language. Part of simple search is activated, and so brief introduction of this Tosca, what it is, how it is, what this thing is called. So you would find it here, over here. But the main thing that you have to focus more on, even from the interview uh, point of view. So from the interview perspective, if you just have to find uh, uh, if they ask and if they want to just see what uh, knowledge if you have in this thing, what they would ask mainly look for is under this TQL. If you say okay, this associate this thing, whenever we say we have what super parts, we have sub parts, we have self. Mainly, yeah, we have all this. Out of this, you can just say super parts, sub parts is what mostly we can focus on. And what does the super part or sub part mean? So when you consider, like say, okay, this object you have considered, this under this you want to find something. So from top to bottom, if you want to go traverse to this objects, what you would do is you would use subparts, which means whatever the selected object is. If you have selected this application, or let's say if you have selected demo, in demo, if you say subparts now, it would give you the objects under inside this thing. So under this specific folder. So subparts is from top to bottom we traverse. What is superparts? It is what from here it goes to bottom to top. So any objects, if you are referring to uh, a specific object which is from down the line to the top, from bottom to the top. So that is main difference that they would be looking for. And if they are again asking in more detail, then yeah, next things you can say it. But yeah, you can say we generally have super parts and subparts. Super part mean from bottom to top. Subparts mean from top to bottom. So if you want to traverse, search any specific thing. And for an example, let's say what I'll do is first. So here, if you see, we have all these things. So if you just right click on any of the object, it is not like only here, but anywhere if you just right click in the context menu, you would find something called search, which is Control F this thing. But there's another thing which is search all. So we have these two options. So you just click on this search option, and as soon as you click on the search option, you would get a window with an empty thing. Now here we have simple search, we have TQL search, and we have some search folder, and then there's something called, this is virtual folder. What virtual folder is, we'll look into it later. But then yeah, this box here we get it. And uh, as I was saying, so the syntax again for this TQL search would be here. If you see search expression, query search expression, and then an example, if you would see query, what query you want, like super paths or subpaths, and then the test case, the name, it is like that. So if you open this thing in here, it starts with equal to and a greater than. So when you do that, you would get all those options. So you have what all own sub items or attached. So I would want you to just explore this more. Since I won't be able to focus in each and everything, but then mostly, as I said, super parts is what we have, subparts. So for now, I'll just pick. I'll take this subparts. So under this subparts, if I just click this and click on search, then whatever items are there under this, if you see here, it is throughout our this thing. So how many elements were found? 3941 elements were found with, what if I just say super parts, and instead of this, if I had said uh, subparts, if I said that it is. So if I say super part, then you would get the result. So from here above one, previous one, there is nothing. That's why we are getting in no objects. But on the module itself, okay, let's say I can again open another window, and then this is another window, right? So I'm in the modules thing. So here, if I now do this same thing, so which is super part. If I click on search now, off from module, if you go towards upside, we have this SQLite, this thing workspace, right? So that is what we are getting. Now same thing, same way, if you just go to this demo. So I'll click this in the window. In this, I'll just drag and drop, which means I want to search in demo. I want to search in from demo, just this super part. If I just do that super part and click on search, so I would get what? From here above one is application, from here above one is modules, and from modules we have this thing. So hierarchy, if you see, I'm just trying to make you understand what the superpart or subpart is, what this hierarchy, how it goes. So based on, depending on this part, you should be like whatever your requirement would be in future related to that, you can just relate these things and then try to search any specific object whatever you want. Once you have that uh, search results whatever is there, once you have it, you can what just double click on that particular part, and it would just open, highlight those particular things. So here we see this modules and we have this applications. So oh, okay, this leave it for now. So we have this. So now I have subpaths. So under this subpath, let's say I just want what do I want? If you would see here, execution list or execution entries. We can find execution entries or issues, links, and then TC object or project. So test cases, test sheet. So let's say I want here, if you see test case, so I would just say test case or item if you want. I just want for now test case, and then I will click. So where am I searching? I'm searching in the workspace. In this whole workspace, I'm actually looking for all of my test cases. So when I'm searching for all of my test cases, I would get this result. So there are like 29 test cases under this folder. So 29 are this list of items here. And if you see this all combination, this thing, TDS one, these are the ones that we created, but the other ones, you would say these are the ones by default we get it by Tosca when you have this. So you would find it here. So the same way, now if you want to see which, okay, where is this particular test case, like ABC1, I'll just double click this. I'll just double click here and then it opens. You see ABC underscore one. So that test case is opened here. Similar way, this object boolean, like let's say this test case, if I click, it is highlighting this object, and then if you see the test case has been opened here. So this way you can search which any specific uh, test case where it is, and then whatever you want. You can just right click on any specific test case. Let's say this TDS one. I will pick this TDS one, and if you see, so I so this TDS one has a workspace planned, right? What I can do is I can right click on this, modify, and then you can modify name, you can modify some description or the test case work state. So let's say I want to update the workspace to uh, completed, right? I'll just say completed and modify all the result. So if you see now, as soon as I click here, work state for this should change to complete. And how many were changed? There was just one change because we just selected only one. Same way, you can select multiple TDS1 to TDS4. If you see this, and then right click and click on modify. If you want name or description, I just say, okay, I want this thing here. I want to change it to in work. So if you would see other icons, I'll just say modify, and then these three things were changed to in work. So like that, yes, any object, anything, if you have, uh, you can search and then do the modifications, or quickly you want to just find. For now, our workspace is a bit less. It is easy to traverse, navigate, but then in a quicker way, and when it is like many objects, and then the simple this search, TQL search or the simple search would be handy to find any specific object, specific things. So uh, I just don't want to go too deep again because that might be confusing. But here, if you see the syntaxes, so subparts, test case, and the name of the test case. So we are what it is looking for in this thing is, so under a test cases, they are looking for a name which starts with which equals to, it is equals to, right? So which equals to test 001. So if you search, we don't have any test case name with test 001, but we have T TDS1, right? So if you see with TDS1, yeah, I have got that test case name. So under this, I want to just find the test case name which has TDS1. So I found it, and then if I double click, that test case would open. So instead of this, if it is so login functionality. So same way, if I just want uh, login, and I don't want equals to, I just want it uh, let's say this question mark, which means I am looking for the test cases which contains the name login. So now if you see TCD login 009, this one contains login, that's why it is giving us this result. Same way, valid login functionality invalid, and then login function. It has not given this SDGDS. So same as if you want that result, here you just say DGD, something like that. If I just want to find, if you see, I'm looking for a test case which contains the name DGD. DGD here it is rare, right? So I just want for similar things. So this is not the actual proper thing, but I'm just, as I said, making you understand what we have to search, what we can do, and then yeah, once you have that test cases, same way you can also find what test case items.
Pradeep, so
Yes.
in that documentation part, these are all available, right? The searching criteria with what we can
Uh,
search.
yeah. So that depends on your requirement, as I said. But yeah, if you go through this documentation, we have something logical operations we can add, and then this. So sample queries, they would add it here. Search expressions, if you see. Uh, So just explore this more if you just want to understand what to be used. So the more you just keep exploring, you would get more understanding. So here, if you see, double equals to relates to equals, and this way, if you give, it's equal but case insensitive result is what we get. So example, subparts of the test case name equals to automobile, returns the test case automobile. So same way here, unequal, if you just want, you have to write this operator. As an example, they have written this one. So this one would return automobile, this result thing. So greater than, less than, equals to. So all that syntax, yes, you would find it here. Just you need to explore this one more. Uh, So here, how to build valid search result. So task search all things solution. So if you see the examples again, TQL, same thing. Subpass, if you do same way what we were doing it. Uh, Example of TQL. Uh, uh, So here, if you see subpath, they are searching for the test case with the name data source Excel. So that way you would be able to understand, just if you would go through this particular thing more. Uh, bit.
Okay.
Here it is there, and TQL step by step. Yeah. So arrow operator, return token, search expression. So this, if you see subpath, and then the test step, what it is, basically what we are looking for. So what particular item, first thing, from where to where, what you want to search, like superpass or subpass or anything. And then apart from that, test case item, if I say I have uh, got this, same way you can say test case item or test case reference or the test case template. uh, so you would have these two test case templates, because under this item we have two test case templates. That is what we are, it is giving us that result. And yeah, again, inside a template, I want, if there are hundreds and thousands of template and you don't want one specific, you want only one specific template which contains some name. So again, in this you just have to write that arrow operator and then name equal to what name you want. You need to give that search result. So that is what how you can search it. So yeah, you just refer this documentation. But before even referring to this, what you can do is generally just try to explore this window itself, explore options. So go here, search. Let's say you want to search some specific item. Try to search, and then if you are not getting any specific thing, then you go to the documentation and see what can be the syntax of it. Generally, I follow it that way as well. So. Yeah, and if you see under this SQLite, I was searching and doing all these items. We haven't got what we say is this virtual folder. So what this virtual folder is, virtual folder is basically a folder which is just created virtually by ourselves, not by Tosca, or it is not existing, just like this folders, the test case folder, the application. Uh, okay, I'll open this thing again. And if I now search the same thing here, I would get the same result because I'm now searching in the test cases. In the test case folder, I'm searching for this thing. So in here, if you see save search as virtual folder, so here we get an option. But in the SQLite here, we were not getting it because you cannot save the virtual folder in the workspace. Under any of these items, yes, you can save the virtual folder, but not in here. So in the test case, in the test cases, I am searching for the test case templates. I just quickly want to find out this thing. So I'll just click on this save, and then I will say the name of this virtual folder is uh, to get uh, temp templates. To get templates, I would say. So as soon as I click on save, uh, if you see here, that is it. We have created virtual folder and we have got in here. Now to this you can what, refresh virtual folder or edit the query. Edit query in the sense, again, open this and then query is this. If you want to update and search with any specific thing, you can search this and then update, say okay, and then you would get I'll just close this. This is not required for now. So here you would get that results, you see. And then if some templates, extra templates have been added or removed, let's say. So in the test cases, here I would again create one more template with check temp to something like this. And now if you see our template, there are only two. After this, we have a modified, right? We just want the results, the latest results. So you can just go and click on refresh virtual folder. So uh, wait, uh, or the edit query, and then what did I? So, oh, I have just created this. I haven't reinstantiated. So I just have to create template instances. As soon as I create the template instance of this, and then go to the template instances. So here I would just refresh. As soon as I refresh, I would get that latest one. So latest results have been shown, right? Here as well, click and then latest results. So template instances is what we are getting in. So this is how you can save as any query, not only this, but any query, like even in execution list, uh, you can search for what? So execution list, I will search for, uh, so it starts with, so they'll ask in the interview, like, can you write some search query for searching the test case name which contains login. So that way, if they ask, you just have to write this syntax. That's very rare they would ask, but in detail if they are going. But if you in the initial step itself, like if you when they ask what is TQL, this thing, instead of just giving one word answer to them, you need to explain them more. The more you explain, the better is what they would understand. Okay, you have an idea, knowledge on that part, and they can just skip that part and then move on with the next one. So you just have to, not only with this topic, but any topic, whatever they would ask, just don't give answers in one word. One word if you give, okay, then the next question comes, then the next question comes. So instead of what question they may ask, instead of that, whatever we know, if they ask in general thing, whatever we know, if we just keep trying to explain on that particular part, that makes things clear to them as well. So here I just want to search for subpaths, uh, subpaths in the execution list. So execution, we have this. So I want only the execution entry, let's say. So here colon I would keep, and then execution entry or the folder. Okay, I can just say execution entries are this, and then under this execution entry, uh, I want the actual result. So actual result with actual result, let's say equals to uh, let's say pass. So if I click, so under this execution list, I am just searching for the actual results which are passed, and it just shows me one test case, one execution entry is passed in here. That is what it is showing us. But then if there are multiple things again, how do I show you this? I cannot copy paste same things again. So I'll just keep some other test case, and then this thing manually also we can set the result. I can set the result to pass, let's say for now. And then you see now there are two passed execution results, right? So search with this and then click on search. So you would get two. And then instead of pass, let's say you there are some execution list which got failed. So you can click on failed and search. There are nothing failed for now. But then let's say manually if you add something, and then there are some execution lists where it is getting failed, let's say it is getting failed. And now this is the thing that got failed. Just search for this and then you would get that failed thing. And with that failed, whatever you want to do, you can just do it. Over here you can again get some columns thing. You want actual results, you want created by, who has created, created at what time, and created by whom. So if you say created by, here you would get created by admin. And then same thing, all this again in our search we can add few more options. So apart from this uh, TQL, what we also have is we have something called simple search. So I'll just go on to the modules, right click and click on this search, and then go to the simple search, and there is something plain text box, right? Just click on search. So as soon as you click on search, under this modules, whatever items are there, whatever objects are there is what it shows. So from here, what you can do is I would look for what? So if you open the settings, you would say test case object and the name attribute, and then use regular whole. So instead of TQL, we can also use simple search if you want to find any specific thing in a quicker way. As an example, uh, so instead of test case object, object is also giving us X parameter types. If you see test case folder, X module, we just want only X modules and we don't want other things, let's say all these parameters and all. So what we can do is in the modules, you can just click and the name is empty. If you click on search, then there are no items, uh, no items with the module thing. So instead of module, module attribute, if you search with the empty thing we are searching. So instead of empty, I would want T-box take screenshot. So let's say T-box module. Uh, Here if you see X module. So I want X module with the name T-box. Uh, Nothing or the empty. You see, so X module with the name with the type of this. If you say so, all X module would be shown in this result. All the X modules. So even the home page or the login that we did is of type X module. So that is what it is showing. And there are 179 results again. If you say similar thing, if you go in the TQL now, related TQL query would be added, and that name contains empty or at least has some empty thing. So in this, if we just say uh, SAP. I would just say SAP and then click on search. So I would get the modules which contains SAP thing. So if you see in the TQL, again subparts X module with the name SAP. So only those modules we have got. And with that modules, whatever you want to do, you can again modify some property, reset this thing, uh, do whatever you want to uh, do it. But then I have what created some login thing, right? What SAP login and demo webshop.login. So I'm searching for the X model which has name login. So there are two elements, but then uh, with this module, yes, you can find it and that related TQL. So here as well, again, you can now modify it any other thing. So instead of X module, if you want any other module attributes which contain login thing, uh, login options is what we have. Or instead of login, have something called email attribute is there, right? So email X module or the username. I don't know. The names should be proper, or I'll just search for X module attributes. So X module, under this, there are many things. So you have email colon as a name. And then if we search it, we get that one. Or as I was giving email with this ignore case, and I will say search this. So not the exact match, but ignore the camel case. I said that, and then I'm getting that specific module. Same with this is what you just have to uh, do and use this search box. with which you can find the related modules or the test case or any properties.
Pradeep, hi Pradeep. Pradeep, in generic scenario, we'll be using TQL search, Pradeep, like, yeah, or we
Uh,
use the simple search itself.
TQL is for the complex search. So if you want to include more than one search things, like I also want this, apart from this, including this and this combination of some multiple searches. If you have so
Even with
those
simple
this
search, we
thing,
can do right, like, you know.
here we are able to just search with email ID thing. But uh, here in this we can say again, apart from this, I also want again uh, one more thing and some additional some information. Apart from this, I want uh, what are the subparts or self or some other property, some other combination we can search. But here you cannot search those things. So you can combine more search things and then get any complex thing. So you know that union intersection, you want
Yeah,
some common part from this, from common
common
part.
partner.
So that all that things you can do it in TQL, but in simple you won't don't have that option to get.
Okay. In generic scenario, most will be used TQL only, Pradeep, or simple search is enough. Like,
I would generally use simple search. Sometimes if I just want to find module X module which with this name, with so and so name, if I have, I would come here and I would give the name of the module that I'm looking for, like login, and then I'll just come here, select the module name that I'm actually looking for, the login thing. So like this is what I generally come and search. So let's say the object with login thing. So here we get this result. Okay, I can see, okay, I have a module name which contains login. So I'll click this thing and then it navigates where it is, and then I would find that module, and then I would use this module in my test case. Like that I would do it. uh, that is how mostly
Pradeep, if you
TQL
go
I
to
don't use it. But
okay,
tell
if
me.
you go to simple search and if you do, like, login karke, like, control F karke login if you do that, then you can find those elements, or is there any way out, like,
Where you want to do control F?
like, yeah, in generic scenario, like if you want to find anything on a web page or somewhere else, right? And if you
Right,
just
there we
want
do
to,
control F, but here, if you want to find, you have to come to this window, this search place only. We don't have uh,
okay,
general just control F option in Tosca inside to find any specific items.
specific elements, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, got it, yeah, got it. Thank you.
right. So, and other things, let's say you also want to, apart from this, what we generally use uh, uh, in our real-time projects are, so let's say if we have this modules, we have n number of modules. Out of this, home page is there. Now I want to see where this home page module is being used by which of these test cases. I don't know which test case has used and how exactly what they have used. So what I can do is in the module, right click, and then there you would find some search all options. So here checked out, check in, excluded, owned, attached, references, and then usages. So we generally use usage, meaning this module is used where. So I'll just click on this usages. Then it opens this TQL, you see, with union, this thing, use specialization. We don't have to care about what it is doing, but here it gives us the result where this module has been used. So this module has been used here. So if you just see here, I'll double click on this tab, then it opens that test case. And now if you see in the backend, yeah, here that module which we were looking for is being used under this test case in this step. So that you can see what they have used again. So if you open, then okay, this module attribute has been used, logout, exist, and click. That is what they are using. So this way we search. And now if you say login, so I'll just say right click and click on this usages. So as soon as I click, in two places it is used. If I double click, that step would be shown opened here, and then here the step is this one, this login, and this one is again in another test case or in recovery. In recovery it is used. So this is how you can also see which any specific module, if it is there, where it is used, and we can refer that steps, and then similar things if we have, we can just copy paste this thing in our test case. So we are in real time we are doing this. So wherein we are working in kind of maintenance project, and now there are some test cases already scripted, and we have to script another test cases. Now when we are doing other test cases are similar to the modules that are already exist, and a few of the steps would be still same, only few steps we have to change. As an example, uh, we have to log in. After login we have to click register. Let's say that is one scenario, and another scenario is this register thing, they had did it. Now next thing we have to uh, click on username, or click some link which navigates to some other page. So before that we have all the other steps, like to log in and to navigate to that page. Those things, since it is already done in register, how we can find that test case? We can, if we found that test case directly, we can copy paste. Else any specific module, if it is there, we just see where this particular, we know this module is related to login, and I would see where this login module is used in which test cases. So I'll come here, click on this thing, and I would open the test case. As soon as I open the test case, I would see, okay, uh, the login related modules is been used in the login test case. So I'll copy this test case, I can refer those things, and then create a new test case based on the same thing. And after this, I would be adding next steps. So like this is what we are doing currently. So this is how, yes, you can search with modules, which wherever it is used, or whatever it is, it's been used, or want to search something, simple search and then TQL search. In simple search as well, you have some options. So just keep exploring. It is only the way where you can uh, learn more or do. So and for that, you also have uh, some documentation available in Tosca, what these things are. So here you can see and then refer. You can do it according. So you jump to the modules. So you can also jump to the modules to the steps that it opens. You can jump to the modules that is being used. So yeah, depending on a specific scenario, you would be using at some point of time. You might need this search criteria. So Tosca TQL helps us doing that. So any doubts in this Tosca query language? Anything anyone wants to ask?
Yeah, Pradeep. Uh, you mentioned that we are also able to modify the things, right, from
Yes,
TQL.
yes.
So can we modify the properties as well?
Which property? Yes, you can modify property, but what exactly if you specify
Um, mm, in the
for a
yesterday
test case?
scenario, you mentioned few points, right? From the properties we can in the recovery scenario,
Uh-huh.
you did a few changes from the property like a retry.
Okay, that are not the properties, that are the test configuration parameters, right?
No, not exactly the test configuration parameters. Yeah, those are all the other options from the properties. Also, you changed few. I have seen. I don't remember exact words. Yeah, forget about that.
Mm,
We have
right.
other things. Uh, mm, like in the loop, we want to in the conditions we want to
Mm.
stop set for the limit, right? In the properties, we can set that
Uh,
iterations.
right,
So
right.
that
Yes.
kind of thing can we modify from this?
Uh, Yes. So if you just create, let's say in the TDS, I would create one test case. I think I don't remember. And now here, if you have just use some loops, and then in loops here, this maximum repetitions, right? So if you
Yes.
have this thing, and now if you would search for this test case now somewhere in this TDS, if we search, we have got this, and then we just want the test case names, and then here we got this test case. Now for this test case, uh, we want test case items. So if you see here loop, right? Conditional loop and this thing, and then right click, modify name and maximum repetition. If you see maximum repetition, click here and then change it to 100 and modify all. To one place it is done. And now if you see our T test case while 100.
Oh, so it is allowing us to show what only we can modify.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
any other doubts,
No.
Nawaz?
No, Pradeep.
Yeah. Mm, okay then. So this is what is TQL, the search is what we find. And so if you, yeah, don't have any other questions, I will just stop today's session. Thank you then. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.